Richard.
Hi, hello.
Can we start with team news first of all for the weekend?
Okay, I can confirm Ben Davies, Toby, and Eric are still out for the weekend, cannot be selected. And we have a doubt with Dele, we need to assess tomorrow, and then it's not another problem.
With regard to Toby
Yes.
Alderweireld, how long do you think he's going to be out for now?
Yes, from the beginning, we believe that will be a very short process and period to be available again and full recovery. But then was very slow, the recovery. How the knock that he got affect the nerves was a problem that the process to recovery was very slow. But it's true that today is needed to join the group, to start to training with the group, and that is a very good news. Maybe few weeks or 1 week, 10 days more to be available if all is going well.
And Lamela and Ben Davies?
Yes, Lamela and Ben Davies maybe it's a little bit longer and for different things, but no, it's not sure the process and the period that they need to be out.
What percentage do you give Dele Alli to be able to start or play some part on the weekend?
Yes, we need to assess him tomorrow, but we are very happy. He showed today that he's in a very good condition, and then we need to analyze is good to take a risk or not, or be on the bench, or maybe we protect him for Tuesday or for the next week. But we are happy that it wasn't a big issue, and if it's not for Saturday, for Tuesday, will be available in the squad.
Okay, and as far as Harry Kane's concerned, do you feel he's ready now to play a full 90 minutes?
Yeah, we'll see. The training during the week was good after he back from the national team. He feel a little bit tired today because was hard the training session from Monday until today. But yes, maybe to play 90 minutes, we don't know, because and then we need to manage for the next few games. We have Tuesday, Monaco, and then Chelsea on the weekend, and always we'll see what happened during the game. But it's true that it's in a good condition, like was against Arsenal, to start to play.
We know you had an agreement with England and the FA with regard to Kane's participation. With regard to Danny Rose, he played 90 minutes against Scotland and then 79 minutes against Spain. Were you aware that was going to happen, or were you comfortable with that?
I think always is the national team decision and the manager to select the player to play. I cannot say nothing about that. If the player was in condition to play, nothing to do.
But given if it was a friendly and he'd already played the full 90 minutes, was it a little bit disappointing and concerning for you, because it affects the preparations for the player going into the weekend, doesn't it?
Yes, but I don't want to complain, or I don't want to say nothing, because now we need maybe to change our plan to prepare the game Saturday with him and give more rest and to try to arrive in a better condition, physical and mental. And it's true that it wasn't the better thing for him to play 2 games. Yes, because against Spain played 78 minutes, and it was tough for him after that. The last months was very tough for him, and remember was injury on the national team too, and we spent 1 month and he lose a lot of game on the competition, and then play against City and was the international break and played 2 games too. But nothing to say. I am happy that now is in a good condition. He's a little bit tired, but that is us to manage him and try to take the best for him.
Have you spoken to Gareth Southgate about it, and is it something you'll have to address in the future if that happens again?
No, that is difficult, because the gestion of the player depend of the many things, because it's play for the qualification of the next World Cup, or because some issues happened, like I think was like Ryan Bertrand that wasn't available to play, and maybe in that moment in his mind was to play with Bertrand, but Bertrand wasn't available because Monday wasn't on the training session, was on the squad but not on the training, and I think have some problem, I don't know where, but maybe he decided to play with Danny Rose because Bertrand wasn't available.
You'll be well aware that between the two international breaks, Tottenham haven't won a game. Did this international break perhaps come at a good time for you?
Well, if Saturday we will win, I think was good. Will be fantastic. Or was good. But you never know. The good thing, I think that we can confirm that was good to give more time to rest and for recovery our players that were injured, and that was good for us. And then in terms of result, we'll see.
It's West Ham next. It's one of 10 local derbies that Spurs will have to play during the season. Given that there's such rivalry between certain clubs within the league, is it more difficult for a London club, do you think, to win the league?
I think that every game, after 2 years and a half here, every time that we play and we compete in Premier League, the opponent took the game like a derby or like a final, and that is good. It's another derby or another final for us, and we felt that last season, and we still feel that every time that we play and we compete in Premier League, the opponent they try to give their best.
Can you tell us what the latest is with Jan Vertonghen and Eric Lamela with regard to their contracts?
No, at the moment, nothing to comment, and it's sure that if something happens, we will communicate like was before with another player.
There's been reports this week with regard to Harry Kane and Hugo Lloris as well. Are talks underway about improving their contracts at the moment?
Yes, when for us, our players that are very important, Harry and Hugo, but they have a current contract, 5 years and 3 or 3.5 years more, and they are very happy. That is the most important thing. They are very happy that to be here, and we are very happy that they are here. And I think any issue, and yes, maybe a lot of rumor or some rumor that can affect to our fans, but the fans need to be quiet and no worries about the thing like this, because the player show their commitment with the club. The player want to be here for a long term, and I think they are talking, or the club and the player are talking about maybe to improve or a new extended contract. I think they in the future is, I think, not a big problem to do.
Because they're on long contracts at the moment, you're calm and comfortable about the situation, are you?
No, I am very happy in the way. Always it's true that always you want to keep your best player and try to pay that they deserve be paid. But I think the club is doing a very great job. The player too, very great job. I think it's only time to fit all, but I think we cannot be worried about things like this, because the players are very happy. They want to be on Tottenham. They feel that this is a project and it's a club that a potential be one of the best in the future. And I think I can feel on the changing room, on the pitch, that they are very happy.
Final one from me. Story this week dominated by Wayne Rooney. What was your reaction to that story, and did you feel that he needed to apologise?
I cannot say nothing. I think our opinion, we need to respect that the people that are involved in that issue, and not to put more confusion. I think we need to be away. It's not our business, and and we don't know. Only we can see what appears on the media, but I think that the people that are involved need to explain what happened, and but for us, I think it's very important to be away a little bit and not to say nothing, because I think we cannot help nobody.
Thank you.
Just generally on that though, you were a top international player. Do you think that generally that players are much more professional today in how they look after themselves away from games compared to when you were playing?
All the comparison are difficult. It's too difficult. You know, it's about how you are, but I cannot say if before was different, was worse, or was better, and that today. And I think it's always happen, always will happen, and I think it's about that. Sometimes something happen and you cannot control.
Last season, certainly in the early part, you had a great record at Spurs in terms of your injuries. You didn't have many, and a lot of people thought that you looked after your players really well. How tough a period has this been to manage, bearing in mind you've had so many injuries and worries about your team?
Yes, we need to put in different column the injuries. It's a lot of players that come injured after the international break, and they got injured on the national team, and then sometimes it sometimes happen because you can control many things, but it's a percentage of sometimes an injury that you cannot control, because the Toby Alderweireld injury is a very strange injury, or when David was twist the ankle. I think sometimes happen, but we are not worried, because we know that in a different period always can happen. The only thing that will be worried if happen the same injury, the same type of injury, and if we repeat every month, but are different injury, and completely it's not about method or the way how we training. I think it's because it's football, and sometimes in football happen some injury.
You haven't scored as many goals, I'm sure, as you would have liked. Have you been creating the number of chances that you would have liked, or are Spurs not quite as potent, quite as dangerous as they were last year?
No, I think we are creating many chances every game, and the problem that we need more chance to score. Now maybe we are not clinical like maybe we were like last season, but it's about to working hard to try to improve, but it's no another way to try to take the solution.
So in terms of this game, how important is a win? Would a win just give you so much extra momentum, bearing in mind the games you've got coming up?
Yes, but it was like 2 weeks ago in Arsenal. Every game is important. Always is important win. Always important to take 3 points, and always is important for your confidence, your self-belief. And I think always, I told you, for me, always the most important game is the game that we have ahead.
Just a couple here. I mean, just looking at West Ham, since the last international break, only 1 defeat in 6 in all competitions. A much improved side in the last 6 weeks.
West Ham. Yes, I think it will be a different game. I think we cannot. Our responsibility is to watch all the game that they play in the last months. But the derby, always the derby are different. Are a game that you play with passion, with your heart, but I think will be a very tough game for us. I think it's not important the record on the last months.
When you look at their move to the new stadium and the way that they struggled in the first few months there, looking ahead, does that give you a concern for when Tottenham have to move, that could happen here as well?
Yes, but maybe now, after 2 games that we play in Champions League and we lose, maybe it's enough for us, and we can learn. I think our first experience in Wembley is not good, but and we need to learn why and to find the way how we need to play maybe in the future. But I think it's for us it's a great experience now to play in Champions League to next season to find the solution.
And I know you say that you only look at the next game, but it's a big week, isn't it, with Monaco and Chelsea to come after this?
Yes, that is compete in the high level. Always you need to be ready, and all the games are tough to play. But it's true that it's a very important week for us.
Mauricio, does there come a point with players like Harry Kane and Lloris where the club have quite a sort of strict wage structure? Does there come a point where the club have to say to keep these players, they may break that wage barrier?
I think that the player, when they signed the contract, they were very happy, and the club tried to care in the better way to them. And then Tottenham cannot compare with another club. We have our own strategy and our own philosophy. And the most important thing that the player, I think, not in another club. Like on Tottenham, the players are showing their commitment with the project, with the club, with the history of the club. I think it's why we cannot be worried about that. Yes, I understand the rumors, but the fans need to be calm and happy, because in that case, Hugo Lloris and Harry Kane, they are very happy to be here. They are very happy to commit with the future with the club, and they want to success with us. I think I don't see the problem.
But if someone like Rooney, for example, and Sturridge at Liverpool, like the other England strikers,
yes,
are getting maybe a lot more, can you understand why maybe someone like Harry might be frustrated?
Yes, maybe, but nobody knows. But and then you cannot compare the situation about another player. I think in my life, like when I was a player, and when now like a manager, I need to be happy with what I want, what I need, but never to compare with another, because I think it's not important. But I don't know what happened in another club. It's their business. The important thing I can say that they are happy. I can feel every day, and for that I am very calm, and I trust 100% on the club and on Daniel Levy, that is doing a fantastic job with the club, and I think the future is brilliant, and I think that all the players want to commit and show the commitment with the club, and I think you have plenty of example in the last few months.
And not specifically on Rooney for the England story, yes, but for the other players, would you be happy with the other players going out maybe on a day off if it was their day off before a game?
Yes, but you cannot control when you give to the player day off. It's not in your hands what they are doing. No, like a manager or like a staff or like a club, and them is their responsibility how they use their free time. You understand?
That's the last one, please.
Story that's come out today about if Gareth Southgate were to become England manager, some clubs might be concerned about Steve Holland becoming his assistant, as he's also the Chelsea assistant manager. Would that be of any concern to you?
No, any concern. It's not a problem. They know what they need to do. The FA, if they are comfortable to have people that share club and a national team, I think it's not important, in my opinion.
Just another one. Dylan Duncan this week made up the numbers, the young academy player at Spurs. Made up the numbers in the England training session, as did a couple of young goalkeepers. Just wondering how important that was for their kind of confidence and hopes of breaking into your first team eventually, the experience.
The players that were involved. Yes, I think it's important. It's a good experience for them. And for us, it's important that the national team want to train in here. I think it's a good opportunity to create a links with them, with all the staff and the coaching staff. And I think it's important, and then to have the possibility to training and they use our younger, always is a great experience for them that can use on the future, and we can benefit us.